But we have a council election coming up next month. So the Central Coast local council election, from right across the Central Coast, there's going to be candidates vying for your vote. And I'm not going to make the big announcement yet. I'm not running, but we have 3 independent candidates who are all mental, running in West Gosford, which is really, really exciting. If you've got a pen and paper, write down the name. Pretty big job, pretty scary job. I ran in 4 elections as an independent and it was full on. I did enjoy the experience, but yeah, I ran in where the controversial Egyptian hieroglyphs are and the famous grandmother tree. And but to let you know, right across the Central Coast, you know, who has made a commitment to protecting the environment here on the Central Coast for what it's worth. A lot of candidates will say whatever you want them to say before the election, and then things change after the election. But I'm just letting you know, me personally and as Environmental Alliance, currently supporting the development of Karyong sacred lands. We are doing our best to try and get the state government through Liesl Tesh and the Labor candidates, because Labor's got state and federal government. They hold government, Liberal doesn't, for anyone that doesn't follow politics. So we're trying to get them to make a commitment, and it's quite a reasonable and fair commitment. Again, work with the good people within the Land Council that really care about cultural heritage and care about the environment and want to do the right thing by the first people of the Central Coast, because a lot of people are from other areas. Darkinjung Land Council can be, again, treated fairly and respectfully throughout the process, and also be able to meet their economic needs by being able to being given some land, some other land, because they claim this land. Get given some other land that they can indeed develop and make that money and do a lot of the good things they're doing in the community. They're employing hundreds of Indigenous people, is my understanding, across the Central Coast, and supporting other organisations. We've never been necessarily against any of the developments that they've put forward in the past, and traditional bloodline custodians from the Guring-gai and Darkinjung people. So they tell us landowners were treated fairly and equitably. There's the word. But so that's the short and the thick of it, everyone. I am a political individual. I'm a political activist. A lot of people say in different environmental campaigns, we don't want to make this political. And I think generally speaking, that's just a really bad idea. It's the government who's going to write the checks to turn this situation around. And they're the ones that are making the decisions. So everything is political. But that's it, guys. Just putting it out there. We've got some amazing candidates running in this election. I've been working my absolute guts out in the background, speaking to candidates, trying to get commitment. I mean, we're not even anti-development at all. I mean, yeah, it depends on where. There could be some old farmland or some areas where it's largely a monoculture of gums or whatever, but I'm like, fair go. Like, just use common sense. Anyway, I'll take a breath now. Hope everyone's having a ripper afternoon. Just thought I'd keep you in the loop. Hopefully this has been informative. On all my pages, I'll be putting these how to vote cards, telling people who I believe, and it's up to you, so don't have a crack at me if you don't agree. But if we don't get the support of Labor, then we won't be telling people, we won't be putting them on our how to vote card, or we'll be putting them last. Same with Liberal. Whoever supports us, no matter who they are, we'll be saying these people have supported protecting the environment. So whether they do or not after they get elected, we know some will, because some we're working very closely with. But yeah, we're doing our thing. We're doing our political activism thing. We're trying to get results for the community. An election is the golden opportunity to make a difference, whether it's local, state or federal. It doesn't matter. You can always get support if you play your cards right. And if we get enough people, we've got a really, really good chance of making a difference in this upcoming election. I'll stop talking now. Have a ripper arvo. See ya.